The desert wind moves in slow waves, and it pushes sand over the old ground. From the air, the land looks empty and vast. A pale brown canvas stretches for miles, but under the sand, a city waits. This city is Caral. It sits quietly in the Supe Valley of Peru. This place is very old. It may be one of the oldest cities in the Americas. For thousands of years, its story was lost. It was hidden beneath the earth, waiting for the right time to be found again. The sun beats down. The silence is deep. But here, the past is not gone. It is only sleeping. The wind whispers secrets across the dunes. Archaeologists found Caral in the late 20th century. For years, the mounds were mysteries. But one person saw something more. Dr. Ruth Shady, a Peruvian archaeologist, led the work. It was slow, patient work under a hot sun, and what they found changed history. They uncovered stone platforms. They revealed large, terraced mounds. They discovered sunken circular plazas where people once gathered. It was the confirmation of a lifetime. Caral dates back to about 5,000 years ago, a contemporary of the early pharaohs and older than many famous cities of the Old World. Here, in this quiet valley, a complex world came to be. People gathered. They worked together. The heart of Caral is its monumental architecture. 6 large pyramid-like mounds dominate the site. These structures rise from the valley floor, reaching for the sky. Not tombs, but gathering places, public spaces, stages for music, dance, and ceremony. Imagine the people of the valley climbing these grand staircases. Imagine them looking out over their city from the top. They found the remains of small wooden instruments, flutes carved from the bones of condors and pelicans. Music must have filled the air, knotted chords, quipus, long before the Inca, early record-keeping, counting goods, tracking time without writing. They filled reed shikras with stones, clever engineering against earthquakes. Pyramids aligned with the heavens, marking the solstices. Calendars of stone, instruments tying earth to sky. The builders were organizers, engineers, and astronomers. When you walk through the remains of Caral, you feel a sense of order, This was a planned city, streets and open spaces by deliberate design, houses in organized rows, public buildings at the heart, an upper and a lower city, status mapped onto space, leaders and priests in prominent places. They used what the land provided: stone, mud, plaster, reeds, and wood. Heavy stones moved by hand. No wheels, no draft animals, sunken plazas for public ceremonies, straight lines, strong walls, thoughtful flow, specialized roles, farmers, builders, priests, rulers. These plazas were theaters for the senses. A voice could reach everyone. A city built for people, for community, and for the gods they worshipped. Design made unity visible. Trade seems to have been the lifeblood of Caral, about 14 miles from the ocean, yet full of coastal goods. Anchovies, sardines, shells turned to beauty, carried from coast to valley and traded for inland products. Cotton in abundance, with beans, squash, and gourds. Networks reached far beyond the Supe Valley. From jungle to high Andes, goods and ideas flowed. A commercial hub where cultures met. Trade balanced risks, building a resilient economy. Surplus supported a large population and great works. They made music together, gathered in plazas, and celebrated. The marketplace and the temple, twin hearts of Caral. Threads of commerce and culture wove a city that thrived for centuries. One of the most remarkable discoveries at Caral is what has not been found. In cities this old and large, we expect warfare. But here, fortifications are absent, weapons rare. Human remains show little sign of battle. Grand structures, open, not defensive. Most early powers rose through conquest. Caral seems different. Perhaps diplomacy, trade, and ceremony did the binding. It challenges the idea that civilization is always built on conflict. Caral suggests complexity can arise from cooperation. Absence is not proof, but the silence is strong. Energy went into building, music, farming, and trade. A society that endured nearly a millennium. Their legacy is creation, not conquest. The silence of weapons at Caral speaks volumes. The study of Caral is a great challenge. Time erased wood, cloth, baskets, no writing we can read, no tablets or scrolls. So they read stones, soil, and bone. Charcoal, pollen, and seeds whisper of landscapes and meals. Radiocarbon fixes time, decade by decade. Bones speak of diet, health, and origins. Wind, water, and later builders stirred the layers. Detective work, every fragment precisely mapped. Documentation rebuilds a city lost to time. From orbit, hidden patterns emerge. Walls, roads, canals. Maps guide careful hands, not random shovels. Drones capture thousands of images, stitched into centimeter-accurate worlds. Radar peeks below the surface, seeing before digging. Virtual Caral, streets to walk, plazas to feel. The past becomes tangible. Chemistry and biology add layers of truth. Finding Caral has raised as many questions as it has answered. How did a society so complex organize itself without writing? What powerful ideas held this community for 1,000 years? How did their network span coast to jungle? What music, stories, and rituals filled these plazas? These questions invite a new generation, with new tools and perspectives. For millennia, Caral was forgotten, buried by nature as history moved on. Patient work brings faint echoes back to life. New surveys, refined dates, ancient DNA, clarity grows. We may yet see Caral as they did. Some power is shared work, some the promise of trade, some the beauty of a song. We are looking at a different way of being human. How could one of the oldest civilizations in human history remain hidden for thousands of years, and what secrets of the ancient world are still buried beneath the sands?